Hi guys, I've been asked to do a little project for somebody. It's something and nothing, and it's going to look like a bit of a glorified teen-up when it's finished. Basically, a friend of mine, a motorcyclist friend of mine, who rides some pretty fast bikes. He don't ride fast anymore, and he's an old fart like I am, but he likes riding his push bikes as well, and he's got some nice stuff, mountain bikes, push bikes, etc. But he's got an old push bike, and it's the type, it's a racing bike, but it's got brake blocks, it doesn't have disc brakes or anything. And he fitted a tyre on the front, I believe it's the front, could be the back, I can't remember. And he overinflated the tyre. I think he said he put something like 120 psi in it, 100 psi, sorry. And it should have had no more than 75 psi in it. And he noticed his brake blocks were wearing, wedge shaped. When he looked, the rim had splayed out with the pressure of the tyre, but very equally all the way around. So he's wanted me to make him a little jig, and it's one that he can use and clamp in the vise and hopefully bring the rim back in again. I personally said to him, you're probably going to end up with juddery brakes, but he's going to have a go because there's a bit of nostalgia with this bike. I think he's had it a long time, and if he can put this rim straight and bring these sides back parallel and smoothly, he'd like to, because he has got other wheels that fit the same forks, etc. But he wants to have a go at repairing it. So I'm going to make him a little jig, nothing really, but I'm going to show it. And I've got a little drawing actually as well, which I'll bring it over and we'll have a look at it. Okay, so basically this is what we've got. You see that? This is his profile of his wheel rim, and it's 17mm across the base of it, and 7mm rim sides, tall, and 3mm thick. And as I said to you, it's splayed out here at the tops. So he wants to squeeze it back in. As I say, I think it's going to be ripply, but basically I'm going to make him this, which is a block, some steel. I'm going to mill it to 17mm wide by 7mm deep, and then it'll come out by 3mm each side, where he can clamp that in the vise. This is his idea, and I just said I'll make it and you try it, see if it works. And what I found in draw is this, which I think is a piece of an old gib strip, looking at the marks on it where bolts have been pressing on it. It looks like an old gib strip from some machine or other. So I'm going to chop 5-inch 125mm off that, and we'll work with it. So a bit of machining on mill, just thought I'd show it. Okay. Just cleaned it up a little bit really before I stick it on milling machine, so there's no snags. Okay, this is take 2, just to test this microphone out because the battery had gone flat and it needed a reset. Don't know what had happened, but it locked up. So I'll do this again. So I've milled this now. It needs stoning, it's not perfect, but 23mm wide within 0.2 of a mil, 125mm long, 5-inch, and the depth doesn't matter. So the next thing is to cut 2 rebates in here. So when it's finished, there'll be a rebate there and there. And what we'll have is 3mm rebated by 7mm deep. Then it'll leave 17mm full depth. Then rebate back and cut 3mm again by 7mm deep. So in fact it'll look like a T-bolt when we've done. Hope you can see that. Let's just check with the monitor. Yeah. So yeah, that's what we're doing, and I just hope this volume's a bit better now because I was using the furry cat again plugged in. Okay, we'll come back later. So milling machines are great things to have for making gadgets and things like that we've just made. However, there's one thing that they don't tell you, and that's you need one of these, because every time you've used it there's blooming swarf everywhere. That'll do. An half clean machine, ready to use again. Okay, so we got the job finished. The little, what looks like a T-nut for my mate. And I don't know if any of you watch Matty's workshop. Is in Australia, does some nice stuff, does Matty. And have I got a sticker of his? Yeah, I have up there, Matty's workshop. And he did some etching and it's the P-Touch labelling machine, and you get a special roll of stencil, so it's not your normal stickers that you'd make up to put on your benches and things like I have. It's a stencil, and you need a conductive material, as in water, and I think Matty used salt. I think he just mixed salt and heat in water. Luckily I did try that, and it wasn't as successful as this. And this stuff here is what I use when I'm anodising, and it's sodium bisulfate. And I've got a gallon of it. That's just a bit in a bottle. So I mixed some of that, and the results that I was doing were far better. My first one I did come out like that. Wasn't brilliant. Bit smudged here, but I didn't clean the metal up very well. So this one I did clean up better. This is my mate's little gadget that I've made him, and it's come out better, but it's not perfect. But I just thought I'd stick that on it for him. Oh, whether, yeah, it's not perfect, but it's etched in, so hopefully that shouldn't wear off, because it's actually burnt in electrically, so it should stay. And I used my little power supply that I bought. I've had this some time, and I use this for doing my anodising, of which I'm sure you've seen plenty of videos. If not, go back and have a look. There's lots of them on doing anodising, aluminium. But this is not aluminium, this is steel, so it's a different way. You can't anodise steel, but you can etch it. So that's what we've done. So the job's complete. All I say is, anybody that watches this, thanks for watching. And Phil, I hope it works out for you. Give it a try for now, can't you? Okay, thanks guys.